course, it's a time of year when scary stories abound. Halloween is traditionally a time of ghosts, ghouls, witches and, of course, vampires.
Well, not too many of those reported in Northern Ireland, you might think, but I've been talking to the local author who thinks Portrush is a perfect place for them to live and who's planning to do for the area what Stephen King did for Maine.
Alright, so it's not the scariest place in the world, but that hasn't stopped a local author using Portrush and the Triangle area as a setting for his new novel about vampires, and this is where most of the action takes place.
The old Arcadia dance hall is the setting for Philip Henry's debut novel, Vampire Dawn. This is the lair of his two heroes, Xavier and Claire, who terrorise the north coast. It's a horror story set in an area more accustomed to ice cream and fairgrounds than blood-sucking creatures of the night. Philip, why vampires and why Portrush?
Well, I've always been interested in vampires. I think I saw Salem's Lot whenever I was much too young. But there's been a recent resurgence of interest in it with Buffy and that, so I'm interested in doing all different kinds of horror novels, but I thought I'll do a vampire one first.
What considerations did you have to give to setting it in this area?
Well, I love to set it in this area because there's lots of local landmarks you can sort of mention to people, and the local readers really love that. Whenever you mention something, they can really put it in context and think, oh yeah, that is a dark, creepy building. I wonder what is in there.
What set you on course to be a writer, and especially a writer of horror?
I don't know, really. I studied performing arts at Causeway Institute in Ballymoney, and that's when I started writing sketches and things, and it just grew from there. I thought the novel's a real big one. The main influence would be Stephen King, because he deals in a lot of different kinds of monsters. Not just vampires, but demon cars and Kathy Bates going mad with an axe and all different sorts of things. And I think I'd like to do that more than I would like to just stick to vampires.
Well, there's a strong theme of Buffy in your book as well. Is she a big hero of yours?
I think Buffy proved to the audiences that you can have horror as well as laughs. You know, a lot of people think they're mutually exclusive, but Buffy proved that you can have both.
Philip has just finished writing his second book, this time about a monster in Portstewart, but he plans to return to the vampire theme with two more novels involving the same characters. There have also been whispers about a possible screen adaptation, but in the meantime he's determined to put the Triangle area on the horror map.
I want it to be known for something other than what it is. You know, it could be a great landmark. People could come visit it and pick out all the different things in the books because they really exist, and all places are here that things happen, big fights and
Philip Henry's horror tours.
It's something to think about.
I don't like scary books, but it was very, very funny. I thoroughly enjoyed it.